Well, guys, welcome into the stream. I know we're going to do the same thing we do all the time, talk about the state of Apple. I mean, it's not the state of Apple stream, but we're still going to talk about the current state of Apple, if you know what I mean. Okay, so, first things first, we are going to talk about a bunch of new stuff in Apple Newsroom. First, we're going to talk about the M4 iPad. So, Apple introduced the M4 iPad, blazing performance, more memory, enhanced connectivity. So, I did do a YouTube video on it. Okay, just bring me here. I did do a video on it. I did a video on all the new products. The M4 iPad Air, really, there was not much changed with the device. I mean, obviously, the new fresh iPad Air, there will be a review. It will come later in March instead of earlier in March. I want to make sure to give you the best content. So the 17E has been pre-ordered. This is the 16E. I just got a new phone. This is the 16E. I ordered it on the 1st, and then the new one came out yesterday, or on the 2nd. So it was a little waste of money, but one of these is going back. So no, they're both going back to the studio. So with the iPad Air, it is 30% faster than the iPad Air with M3. 2.3 times faster than the Air with M1. So that's really not a big difference. 2.3 times faster, but 30% faster than the Air with M2 is not that noticeable. And it's on an iPad. What are you going to use all that power on an iPad for? Final Cut? Final Cut doesn't take that much. Final Cut really does not take that much. Blah, blah, blah. Why can I not scroll? I can't use a mouse. Okay. My mouse is about to die. I didn't realize that. $599 for the 11-inch and $799 for the 13-inch. And then education starts at $549 and then $749. We're gonna watch obviously the video on it. Alright, well, that is not as good as I would have thought. There's not many. You have the iPhone X? Yes, my brother has an XS. He will not give it up. The X is a really good phone. That was revolutionary. But I feel like the 17E, this is the 16E with the MagSafe case on. But the 17E with MagSafe and the action button and all the features, I feel like is a really good deal. Although I do wish it did have an always-on display. I've grown accustomed to that. And I don't remember last time I had a notch on a phone. But, I mean, it's gonna be that. Alright, even more performance with the M4 chip, new Air, blah blah blah, an 8-core CPU and a 9-core GPU. Apple Creator Studio, I am subscribed to that. I did just get charged for a year of it for $30, which is really not bad. Next level AI, memory bandwidth increased to 120 gigabits a second. N1 and C1X come to the air for faster connectivity. So the N1 is an Apple-designed wireless networking chip that enables Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and Thread. The C1X is their modem, and you only get that if you get the cellular version. Yeah, and then the same actual iPad, the same keyboard, same Pencil Pro, same thing I have on my iPad Air, which I think I might trade in for this one. Center stage. Someone who has an M2, I already have the 12 megapixel center stage camera. I already have stereo speakers. And I would like a 13-inch model, but it's just so much iPad, and I barely use my iPad now. Yeah. Apple 2030, they're still talking about it. To be carbon neutral across its entire footprint by the end of the decade. Materials, electricity, and transportation, yeah. But we understand all that. The next thing we are going to talk about, besides the Air, is the 17E. It is incredible value, I do have to say. Enhanced durability with the Ceramic Shield 2, magic of MagSafe. So the MagSafe magnets are finally built back in, which is kind of crazy that you had to take it away, but whatever. And starting storage at 256 gigabytes. That's very nice. To make sure that OBS is still working. Alright, so, yeah. 17E is the latest generation A18 chip. C1X modem. 2 times faster than the C1 in the iPhone 16e. 48 megapixel fusion camera, including next generation portraits and 4K Dolby Vision video. Which, as someone who wanted to use this as a second recording phone on par with my 14 Pro, the 14 Pro is so much better than this. Because I want to have 2 angles for unboxing and stuff, but the 14 Pro is just so much better, to be honest. Blah blah blah. 48 megapixel. This 6.1 Super Retina XDR display features Ceramic Shield 2 offering 3x better scratch resistance. MagSafe, so users can enjoy fast wireless charging, which up to 15 watts instead of the 7.5 before. And the Ceramic Shield also reduces glare. Yeah, satellite. Oh, it comes with satellite features now. It now has the black color, which is what I have here in the 16E. I can show you it on the screen. 16E. So it's not a bad looking phone. It does also have Apple Intelligence, which I'm a little bummed that they didn't give the 14 Pros, even though they came out a year earlier, but whatever. March 11th, iPhone 17e will start at 256 gigabytes of storage for $599, 2 times the entry storage from the previous generation. Should I get the iPad A16 or wait for the new base model to come out? We can actually go back to... We can actually go to Apple right now and look at the base model iPad. That's something we'll talk about later, the MacBook Neo, which is actually pretty cool. The base iPad is good. It just could be better. There's a lot of stuff it could be more desirable with. The USB-C Apple Pencil is not the best in my opinion. As someone who tried it at the Apple Store, I just couldn't get behind it. It does have the A16 chip. It at least comes with a liquid retina display. 128 gigs of starting storage is very nice. Touch ID, I still would like all the iPads to eventually have Face ID, but Face ID sensors are expensive, very expensive, but yeah, attaches magnetically. It attaches magnetically, but it does not charge magnetically, so you have to plug it in with a USB-C cable. Yeah, this is nice. With the magic contacts on the back, hold on. The magic contacts on the back, oh, my case covers it. Ooh. iPad is disgusting. But these contacts right here, make sure you can see me. Yeah, these contacts right here, the little 3 pins right there, are actually on the bottom there. That's what gives it that little snap into there, so you can use it as that keyboard. And I do like the no charging. Same thing with the Magic Keyboard, the one for this iPad. I just never got it because I feel a MacBook suited me better. That's why I have my MacBook Air. iPad OS, it depends. Do you have a MacBook or not? Because it really depends if you have that level of integration. Because iPads in general are just not as powerful as even a base M1 MacBook. I mean, they are, but it's iPad OS, so you can't really do anything with it besides draw. Or, I mean, it at least has a 12 megapixel wide back camera. I don't think it has a 12 megapixel front camera. Oh, that's nice. I didn't realize that. Oh, it does have a center stage camera. It has a 12 megapixel center stage camera. I think the new base model iPads, when will A18 supposedly it's going to come out early 2026. So I suggest if you really don't, I suggest you wait because they'll come out with new iPads like soon, because they'll come out early 2026, so that could be next month or the month after. It depends how much you need the actual iPad. Back to the 17E though. It comes in 3 elegant colors: the black, the white, and the blush. I personally ordered the blush, and then we have the black one as well. The only one I'm lacking is the white, which is disappointing. Yeah, there's the Ceramic Shield 2, Super Retina XDR with OLED. It's interesting, actually. A19 built with a 3nm technology, delivering powerful performance. 6-core CPU and 2 times faster than an iPhone 11. I don't know why they're comparing it to an iPhone 11, because that's 5 years ago. 17. It's almost a 6-year-old phone. Almost 7. 6, 7. I don't know why they're comparing it to it, but who knows. C1X, another one of their C1X modems. 2 times faster than the C1 and the iPhone 16e. It uses 30% less energy than the modem in the 16 Pro, so it gives all-day battery life. And again, MagSafe, thank goodness, because these bootleg MagSafe cases are not it, at all. Their cameras always look really good when Apple does them, but when we do them, they don't look as good. It does have 4K video at 60 frames a second with Dolby Vision. Obviously, it has Apple Intelligence just like the 16E and their 2030 goal. Whoop-de-doo. Goodness gracious, what is that? Okay. Yes, that is actually a super smart thing to do. I was a sucker and bought the Apple Pencil Pro new. I got it for Christmas with my iPad Air M2. But even the iPad Air M2 can support the Apple Pencil Pro. And the Apple Pencil Pro is just a better experience. Like, I actually think it's in my backpack over there somewhere. Because again, I don't use my iPad very much. I have a Mac Pro that I stream and edit on. I have an iPad or a MacBook Air for anything else. But Walmart has amazing deals. That's how I got this one for $2.99. I just released a video on it. I can drop that in the. In the chat. So that's the iPhone 16e video. And Walmart has some pretty crazy deals in general with, like we can actually check right now. The M4 just came out, so they're basically just cutting all the stuff. Now, I do wish this was actually cheaper. Because this is the, what, the M3? Yeah. Although all the other storage options are sold out. I do personally enjoy a space gray or a black. But, I mean, for $4.99, it's still on par with if you bought a new one from the education store of Apple. Apple's education pricing is the best thing, and you don't even have to be in college to use it. It's the best feature Apple in general. You should be able to. It is $50 more expensive, but you get a new iPad instead of. I mean, that one is a new one, but this one is a year newer. It does start, I think, at 128. That one also started at 128. Wi-Fi, no engraving. See, the Apple Pencil Pro works with it, and that is the best thing. That's super easy. I like the Magic Keyboard for the iPad Air. I wish it worked with my iPad Air, but it doesn't. I'm like 95% sure. No trade-in. And yeah. We spec'd it out this way. It'll be $5.49. If you bought it from Walmart for a year older, it would be $4.99. Oh, that. No, that's $50 more. Goodness. This one does also come with Apple TV for 3 months and a bunch of other stuff for free. It comes with the app. Same thing with the iPad 11. I mean, these are the differences. It's a little interesting how they have this worded, but what I really want to get for a video, but I don't want to spend $3,200, is the Vision Pro. I want to go on. Last time I went on eBay, I accidentally doxed myself, so we're not going to go on eBay. But on eBay, I can get a Vision Pro for $1,500 instead of many more thousands of dollars. Like, if I was to buy this now, it would be $32. Hopefully, they will come out with a newer one. Or a newer one, so this one's more discounted. But it already has the M5 in it, so that's not going to be for a while. This is the next thing. The Studio Display and all new Studio Display XDR. It's super nice. It's really not, like... Why does it show... Okay, so we've had a peak of 7 people in here today. Thanks, guys, for being here. Okay, so the new Studio Display and the Studio Display XDR. The Studio Display has always been a good deal. I mean, there's no way to deny it. Studio Display is amazing. Now, the new Studio Display XDR replaces the Pro Display XDR, which I actually loved. I like the design of it. It matched the Mac Pro that I have down here. I never ended up buying one because they're $6,000, but it's disappointing that they got rid of that monitor in favor of this one. I do enjoy it's cheaper, but it basically has, we can actually look at it. It'll be under Mac and then displays. Yes, the Studio Display XDR. We can actually look at the... I was about to say we could look at the design. I would like to see the back of it. Yeah, it's literally... It doesn't have any of the air holes in it, which was a feature I liked. I liked the lattice design. It was very pretty. I mean, it at least does come with the height and tilt adjustable stand, which was $1,000 that you could buy 2 days ago. Apple Care, I suggest you always get Apple Care because Apple Care will save you everything. I don't like what I see right there. That cable, it looks like that cable is fixed into the Pro Display, or the Studio Display XDR. That's interesting. I don't think that's a good thing. I think they did that with the original Studio Display, and everybody hated it. I'm pretty sure I watched a Linus Tech Tips video on it, but I could be mistaken. It's been a long day. Yeah, let's also look at the Pro Display, or the Studio Display. The tilt and height adjustable stand, I don't like how it doesn't have the rotate with the Vision, or with the Pro Display XDR. That's going to be disappointing. Again, I suggest Apple Care. Apple Care is one of the best things. It does also look fixed in there. I'm gonna have to wait to. We're gonna all take a trip to the Apple Store, and we're going to look at some products when they come out. I'm gonna shoot some B-roll in there before I get my products. I would also like to get a pair of Meta Ray-Bans so that I could do that incognito-ly, but back to this. The new Studio Display, 12 megapixel center stage camera, improved image quality, and support for desk view, which is, I actually have a mode with this camera, desk view, but it actually shows my floor over here, because desk view wasn't smart enough to discern that this is my desk and not the floor. So that's disappointing, but it did it. So blah blah blah. The Studio Display XDR. Oh yeah, also both of them have Thunderbolt 5, which is a good feature. That's very nice. Mini LED backlight with 2,000 local dimming zones, the new Studio Display XDR, up to 1,000 nits of SDR brightness, and 2,000 nits of peak HDR brightness. Wider color gambit, blah blah blah, 120 hertz refresh rate, blah blah blah, adaptive sync. Studio Display XDR offers the same advanced camera and audio system as the Studio Display, as well as Thunderbolt 5. The basic Studio starts at $15.99, and the XDR with tilt and height adjustable stands starts at $32. Blah blah blah. Apple's led the industry. You can now, as you see, there's only one cable going in. You can now daisy chain the Studio Displays and the Pro Display XDRs. in the Studio Display XDRs. I'm going to call it the Pro Display XDR for so long until it goes through my mind that it's the Studio Display XDR. Okay, well, the iMac is a different slope. Let's go to Mac. So the iMac is kind of, I mean, as someone who owns plenty of iMacs, I have a 2007 one right there. I have an iMac Pro. This is one of the ones that I don't have, one of the newer designed iMacs. But to be honest, it depends what your workflow you're using it for. Like, they don't have the space gray, which they only did that for the iMac Pro. Now I'm spoiled. It depends if you need 2 ports with 2 Thunderbolt ports or 4 Thunderbolt ports. Because it jumps up $50. Well, actually, I think I'm on the education store still. Let me click exit. And it should reload and go back to Mac, back to iMac. But you should be buying stuff on the education store. It's like a no-brainer. Alright, yeah, silver, you get it. Yeah, the education store makes it, instead of $14.99, it makes it $13.40, I think. You can go back to apple.com, go all the way down to here, and this is how to get into the education. You go all the way down and click Shop for College. And then we're going to go back to looking at the Mac Pro, or the iMac. Yes. So, we're going to do the exact same thing, but they just sell it cheaper. So, $12.49 instead of $12.99, and $13.99 instead of $14.99. So, if you need those 2 extra GPU cores, say you're gaming, those 2 extra GPU cores are going to seriously help. Plus, it gives you 2 more Thunderbolt 4 ports. It starts at 16 gigs, which is very nice. That is a very good feature. I very much enjoy that. This would be something I upgrade to 256 gigs, 512 or a terabyte. I personally have 4 terabytes on this Mac Pro, and I'm still running out of storage. And I have 256 on my MacBook Air, and that's not the bee's knees. I forgot they had nano-textured glass for this. Actually, so cool. And then there's the stand or the VESA adapter, which I've never seen the back of the VESA adapter. Oh, yeah. I know exactly. Kind of looks like the Mac Studio. Or, I guess the Studio Display 2 VESA adapter. And then the Magic Mouse included, as well as the keyboard. So you don't have to buy the keyboard. And yeah, see, it depends if you do accounting work and stuff, but I miss having this little square and then this of extra keys. Because again, I have the Magic Keyboard 2nd generation with Lightning. Yeah, 2nd generation. 3rd generation. I think it's the 3rd generation. 1st generation was not that. It doesn't have Touch ID because Intel Macs, the hardcore ones, these ones, the desktops don't support Touch ID, even though it was many, many grands. So, disappointing. Final Cut, you can do subscriptions for both these now, so I don't recommend doing that anymore. No trade-in. For the amount that I have done, the student discount, I suggest an iMac. It depends if you're stationary at one time doing all your work, or if you're on the go all the time. If you're on the go, your M4 MacBook Air, it should have 16 gigs of RAM, and then how much storage you spec it up to. That should be good, but again, this has, what, an M4 in it? Should have an M4? Pretty sure. Blah, blah, blah. You're not going to tell me what chip it has? Yeah, an M4. I say go for it. If you have the budget for it, go for it. I mean, Apple has their Apple Card program where you can basically... Let me find my Apple Card. Apple has their Apple Card, which gives you 0% financing for, I think, Max or it's either 12 or 24 months. We can look at that too. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it has all that. Magic mouse, magic keyboard. Oh, was that $80 instead of the 40? Hold on. I thought it was 30, not 80. It's... Let's see. Yeah, it's $80. I don't suggest that then. I thought it was 30. $104 a month for 12 months. So, Apple Card, you get 3% cash back, which I will do a video on the Apple Card and how I utilize it for my YouTube. Apple Card is best, because that's literally the only card I use. I use the Apple credit card as my daily driver. That's literally all I use it for. Everything. I use it for everything. Yeah, your new Mac comes with so much more. Apple TV, Apple Music, Apple Arcade, and Apple News Plus. 3 months free of everything. I mean, if you have the means to buy an iMac, first, do it through education pricing. Everything through education pricing. Again, you go all the way, you scroll all the way down, and then you go to Shop for College. And then that will bring you to the education store. And then everything will be cheaper here. Everything will be very much cheaper. Like the MacBook Neo is $100 cheaper. It's $499 instead of $599. Configuration I got was $599 still because I got the upgraded version of it. I hope that answered your question. Even though I rambled a little bit. The new studio display. I mean, it's a pretty monitor. I can't wait to see it in person. It has enhanced color accuracy. But I don't know if that is worth $3,200. It's obviously not worth the $6,000 like the Pro Display XDR. DCOM Medical Imaging presents the Medical Imaging Calibrator. That's actually super cool. Basically allows them to see imaging through perfect color. Because I guess color is very important for scans of the brain and skull. Thunderbolt 5. Thunderbolt 5 is always welcomed. Can I edit? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Right now, I was gonna start going live at 5, but then I took a nap, and then I fell asleep. So, well, yeah, obviously, I took a nap and fell asleep. So, it now shows this long, drawn-out bar graph, where I like seeing the viewer bar graph, but whatever. We'll work with how it works. Obviously, has the tilt and height, as well as the VESA, which, surprise, surprise, $200, whatever. This is something I did not cover. The M5 Pro and the M5 Max chips came out, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they shoved them in a MacBook Pro, and that's about it. Yeah, but they're new chips. 18-core CPU. 6 of the highest performing core design, now called super cores. The world's fastest CPU core. Alongside these cores are 12 new performance cores for power-efficient multi-threaded workloads. Collectively, the CPU significantly boosts performance up to 30% for pro workloads. The GPU scales to the next generation architecture. Blah, blah, a bunch of chip stuff. Fusion architecture, their most advanced GPUs. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's overkill. I'm never going to need this much power. Maybe in 10 years I'm going to need this much power, but I'm definitely not going to need this much power now. Alright, the new MacBook Pros. I guess we gotta dive into these. They're okay. Again, they have the newer cores with them. The new M5 and M5 Pro, whatever, who's and what's did they say. The breakthrough GPU, 7.8 faster AI image generation, 6.9 faster LLM prompt processing, large language model, that's what LLM stands for, 5.2 faster 3D rendering, 1.6 faster gaming performance with ray tracing, that's nice. With the M5 Max, 8 times faster AI image generation, so only 0.2% faster AI generation, and it is actually compared to the M1 Max and not the M4 Pro. Now it's 3.7 times faster than the M4 Pro, and this one is 3 times 8 faster with the M4 Max. So it's not as fast as it should be. 3.8 faster than the last generation. I mean, that's still a significant bit, but I mean, it's not as good. 6.7 faster large language model prompt processing. Faster storage performance, and you increase the starting storage. It reaches speeds of 14.5 gigabits a second, accelerating workflows, 4 and 8K video projects, large language model, and complex data sets. It comes standard with 1 terabyte of storage, while Mac Pro with M5 Max now comes with 2 terabytes of storage. And just the basic comes with 1 terabyte of storage now. So it's not a bad deal for the storage aspect on it. Again, a terabyte is still too little for me. My iMac Pro has that, and oh, it's not good. Filled it up instantly with the video files. Again, their 2030 goal, and then Tahoe obviously supports the newest version of Tahoe. This one is not as nice. It's not as much as an upgrade as I would have hoped. Same thing with the next thing, the Air with M5. That's nice. I know. Do you need this much power? Really? I definitely don't need that much power. I might actually. My Mac Pro with a 12 or 16 core, I don't remember what it has in it. It's struggling with AI video rendering in Final Cut with magnetic masks. It is taking forever to do that. I usually just have to lay down while it does it. That's how I can pump. That's why it takes so long to edit a short. It takes 45 minutes to an hour to edit a YouTube short because of the AI clipping masks, or the magnetic masks. So the M5 Air, blah blah blah. It features N5. Boo-hoo. It has a neural accelerator in each core, which is crazy. Enabling MacBook Air to power through a variety of workloads. Their buzzword for this seems to be AI. AI task, AI workloads. They have said that in all of their product announcements. MacBook Air technology is now configurable up to 4 terabytes of storage. The N1 wireless chip, Wi-Fi 7, and Bluetooth 6, as well as the MacBook Air features beautifully thin, light, durable aluminum, same thing they've had, 12 megapixel center stage camera, and 18 hours of battery life. Thunderbolt 4 ports. It is kind of disappointing that they weren't Thunderbolt 5 ports, because they just dropped, or they didn't just drop Thunderbolt 5, they've had Thunderbolt 5 for a hot minute. Obviously Tahoe and Apple Intelligence. To screenshot that, because that's important. Okay. Sound system with spatial audio, obviously. 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports. It does also have MagSafe, which is a nice feature. I do very much enjoy that. I love MagSafe. My MagSafe cable is somewhere under this desk.
It obviously ships in the same 4 colors that it has been. Sky blue, midnight, starlight, and silver. I am still disappointed that they don't have the space gray color, because my M2 MacBook Air is space gray, and I'm waiting for them to drop space gray again, because that is when I will upgrade, because I'm not going to have a sky blue or a midnight or a starlight. I like that space gray, and I mean, all my devices since like the XS have been space gray. My watch is space gray. I waited for them to drop the watch to when I got it. So, March 4th, I did not pre-order this. It's not that much of a significant change. I'm pretty sure I could unbox my MacBook and it would look the exact same. M5 with AI and beyond. Yeah, their big buzzword is AI. This big press release. AI, 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 AI. And AI does get tiring. As someone who uses Google Gemini and doesn't really use much of Apple Intelligence, this is the only phone that I have that actually has Apple Intelligence on it. It is nice, I guess. I'm not even logged into ChatGPT on this phone, but it's disappointing. Up to 6.8 times faster AI video enhancements with Topaz, 6.5 3D rendering, 2.7 faster image processing. Web browsing is up to 50% faster compared to a PC laptop, which was already bad. So, I mean, not that big of a deal. Comes with 512 gigs of storage, double the previous generation. Now that might be a feature to upgrade. I have 256 gigabytes of storage on my MacBook Air, and it sucks. That is a nice feature, though. Obviously the Liquid Retina, battery life, beautiful design, blah, blah, blah. Wi-Fi 7, it now has, and Bluetooth 6 with the N1 chip. Seamless connectivity, blah, 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 Tahoe. I mean, that's about it. I mean, now it's time for the big thing, the big thing. The MacBook Neo. Yeah, that's what they called it. I was about to say. The MacBook Neo. Apple's new cheap MacBook that's been rumored for years now. It has now finally come out. So, it's at a crazy low price. Blah, 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 aluminum and it does have a color-matched keyboard, providing up to 16 hours of battery life. It does have an iPhone chip in it, which I was surprised about. Has an A18 chip in it, I'm pretty sure. $4.99 for education, $5.99 for the regular people. That's why I suggest buying it at education pricing. Alright, we're gonna watch this.
This is MacBook Neo. An amazing, all-new Mac at a surprising price. To make it, we reimagined how to build a laptop from the ground up. And we used the most recycled material of any Apple product. We started with aluminum, because it's light, durable, and just feels really great in your hands. MacBook Neo has a stunning 13-inch Liquid Retina display for vivid images and sharp details. Its signature Magic Keyboard is super satisfying to use. The multi-touch trackpad lets you click, scroll, swipe, and pinch anywhere on its surface. And the model with Touch ID allows you to instantly unlock your Neo, sign into apps, and pay for stuff with just a finger. To make it easy to connect and to charge, we built in 2 USB-C ports and a headphone jack. The 1080p camera and high-quality mics mean you'll always look and sound great. We also added new side-firing speakers, supporting spatial audio with Dolby Atmos. So when you watch a movie, It's kind of like being at the movies. Neo comes in 4 colors: silver, indigo, blush, and this fresh new citrus. We even color coordinated its keyboard and feet, because, you know, details.
That's a nice detail. I can't even
MacBook Neo is powered by A18 Pro.
iPhone chip, again.
So it wakes fast
No, flash.
and launches apps quickly. You can fly through everyday tasks, explore new hobbies, and browse through everything you love. Use Apple Intelligence to clean up images, express yourself, and get things done so easily. You can also run the most popular AI apps. And because Apple Silicon is so efficient, it packs up to 16 hours of battery life. At the heart of Neo is macOS, an incredibly intuitive operating system. Privacy and security are built right in.
I mean, they've been built in for years.
It's loaded with all the apps you need to get started. And it's easy to add the apps you already use. Best of all, Neo works like magic with your iPhone. You can start a chat on your Neo and continue on your iPhone. Or copy from one and paste straight to the...
All these have been features for years. The copy and paste, I use that all the time, copying stuff from my MacBook to my phone, or my phone to my MacBook, or my Mac Pro even. Texting, iCloud, that's been there for years. I don't know why they're trying to highlight this now, but they are.
You can even use your iPhone without holding your iPhone.
Came out like, what, 2 updates ago?
So that's MacBook Neo. Everything you'd expect of a MacBook at a price you wouldn't.
Well, that's the MacBook Neo. Again, it comes in 4 colors: the silver, blush, that citrus, and then the indigo. They are pretty colors, I do have to say. I think I'd pre-order the citrus, but I would be fine also looking at the blush. But yeah, the citrus is the most radical color, so I had to buy it. A18 Pro, so the iPhone chip. Browsing the web, creating documents, all that. All day battery life. And the new multi-touch trackpad with a large multi-touch trackpads let users scroll, swipe, and pinch anywhere on the surface. Was that not a feature of the trackpads before? I could definitely pinch on the trackpad to pinch, but I don't know if you see the Touch ID button right there, but you can actually buy a MacBook Neo without a Touch ID button. Let that sink in. You can get a laptop, a new generation Mac, without Touch ID. I mean, for the price point, it's not that more expensive. Actually, it's $100 more expensive. Although you get double the storage, but which is, I think, $512. We can actually check. I need to exit out of the education store, and then we can look at it. Yeah. This is the front page. Yeah, look. Pre-order. Citrus. Yeah. 256 gigs it starts with. And then $512, you get it with Touch ID. The dual firing speakers are disappointing. I was disappointed when they had the 4 speakers, the 4 up firing speakers at the screen on the Air, but they turned out okay sounding. Not that bad. Another thing that's killer, no MagSafe. I love MagSafe. I've said it like 4 times in the stream. I love MagSafe. There's 2 color matched USB-C cables, or ports. Has the adapter, or the, that's the side firing speaker, as well as the headphone jack, which is all the way down here for some reason. I do like the color matched feet. but I don't know why they put the headphone jack so far down here instead of next to the stuff or on the other side like with the other Macs. Blah blah blah. Seamless integration with the iPhone. And then again, Apple's 2030 goal. They have said that in every single one here. Yeah, again, in the fine print, MacBook Neo starts at $599 and $499 for U.S. education. Available in blush, indigo, and silver, and citrus. All that. So, what videos can we expect from me in the next week or two? iPhone 17e and a comparison, unboxing, and then a comparison against the 16e. Unboxing of the MacBook Neo, setting it up, and then just testing some benchmarks on it. What else? I think I'm going to test out the iPad Air M4. That's another device I want to test out. I think that's all from this little lineup. The Neo, the 17e, and the Air 4. There'll all be long form videos as well as there'll be YouTube shorts, obviously. I've started doing a lot of YouTube shorts. I don't know, I think I've done like 8 or 9 in the past 3 days, which is crazy because I do not like editing those little YouTube shorts. But I've kind of gotten in a groove. They're kind of fun now. But the Neo, that one's going to be fun. I also do want to look at some of the other stuff. Oh, there's the Neo being pushed out the way. I want to do... I am sponsored by Plug Tech. I don't know if you guys knew this. Also, our website, my website, I don't know why. Latest YouTube videos. It has the latest YouTube shorts. Posts I need to update, and then tweets. And then we have other channels. We have More Circuit, but I don't have anything on there because I've been focusing on Mac Circuit recently. If we go down to partners, if you go to plugtech.com/MacCircuit, I get a little kickback from it, and then I'm going to reach out to them and I'll be like, hey, I want to film a video about refurbished tech from them, which is going to be a video. I'm going to test them, back market, and a bunch of other refurbished. I'm going to partner with them to do it. But I'm not going to... I don't take bribes, basically. So I'm going to be as rough as I want about it. So it really depends how good the products are. How good they clean them and stuff. I am also a Ugreen ambassador. I forgot we had an Instagram, to be honest. I haven't posted anything on there. I need to post the shorts on there, or the TikTok, or the YouTube shorts on there. Because I make them as YouTube shorts, and then I put them on TikTok, and then I put them, I guess I need to start putting them on Instagram. I am very happy with how they did this. I still don't know what happened at New York. Yeah, let's look at the Apple Insider.
It's almost time. It is almost time for the Apple experience that kind of seems to be like it'll be rounding up this week of Apple announcements. So right now it is Tuesday night. It has been a long day of travel as I made it across the world. Not really. It's a pretty short flight from Ohio. But made it out here to New York where it has been kind of some dreary weather ahead of this Apple experience. There's going to be 3 of these taking place across the globe. There's going to be one in New York City. There's going to be one in Shanghai. And there's going to be one in London. So far this week, Apple has announced the new iPhone 17e, the new M4 iPad Air. There's M5 Pro and M5 Max version of the MacBook Pro. We got 2 new Studio displays, the Studio Display and the Studio Display XDR, along with the discontinuation of the Pro Display XDR. And then we got the MacBook Air with an M5 processor. So it's been a busy week so far, and tomorrow it seems like it's going to be wrapping up with the launch of maybe the MacBook MacBook Neo, based on kind of that leak on Apple's website.
That was
I don't know if we're going to get anything else other than just
it.
that MacBook, but we'll see tomorrow morning. So it seems like everything is going to go on sale tomorrow as the experience is taking place, and I'll be bringing you some hands-on coverage of whatever it is that.
I wish he showed it. I wanted to see the actual event. I did not get an invite. I was disappointed about that, but maybe next time. Maybe next time I will. Next time is what? There's going to be, I think, one more event before WWDC. What? March, April, May, June. It depends. They could squeeze something in May. But I don't think so. I think WWDC is when we're going to get something new. And obviously we're going to get a look at iOS 27, macOS 27, watchOS 27, visionOS 27. There's one more OS that I'm missing. iPadOS 27, HomeOS 27, HomePod Software 27. And then there's one more. I think. Don't quote me on that. But that's when we're going to get all the new stuff. Most likely in June. More new stuff. But yeah, we'll get videos on it. And I am going to start kind of wrapping up the stream at 8:30 or 8:45 because I kind of run out of stuff to talk about. I mean, what is there else to talk about? Obviously, their trade-in deals are kind of not the best as they used to be. I do want to look at some of the accessories we're going to look at. Yeah, MagSafe chargers. They now work with the iPhone 17e. Now, there are new colors. There are new colors. Oh, well, I mean, technically this whole phone is new. Okay, that's not a good one to show. Alright, they have new watch bands. Or new colors. Soft pink, clementine, bright guava. Okay, so bright guava, clementine, and soft pink are the three colors that they released for the new Apple Watch bands. I like the bright guava. It's a pretty color. Same thing, they released the bright guava, the blue mist, and the cantaloupe. So cantaloupe, blue mist, and switch to this. It's bright guava, and then the cantaloupe. I like the cantaloupe on that one. It's really pretty. There's nothing new with those. They released more new colors of the crossbody strap. So soft pink, again, bright guava, and I think that's actually it. Yeah, bright guava, which let's see what it looks like on an iPhone, and then soft pink. So I think we're seeing what new colors they released. Again, the bright guava. Oh, and a vanilla color. That's it. Yeah. Vanilla and bright guava. Nothing new with the tech woven. I mean, that seems to be it on accessories. Besides, obviously, the new 17E case. Soft pink, bright guava, vanilla, light moss, anchor blue, and black. Now, the keyboard for the iPad Air 11-inch for the M4, yeah, it requires a iPad Air 4th generation to actually work, which I think mine is what? A 3rd generation? So it's a little disappointing that it does not fit in here, even though it uses the same connectors, but whatever. And then white. Yeah, well, white and black are the two colors they offer in that, still. Again, the Studio Display and Studio Display XDR, those are... Studio Display is worth it, the new Studio Display XDR is not. Obviously, we talked about the new AirTags, we did that earlier, like a month ago, almost. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to the live stream. Is there really anything else we need to cover? I don't think so. There's really nothing new. I don't think there's any new Vision Pro accessories. Yeah, there's really not. Although I was very happy when they added controller support for them. And then that's a cool device. The Logitech Muse, I've seen videos about it. It's super cool. Alright. Thank you guys so much for an amazing live, guys. I'll see you guys... I don't know when I'll do my next live stream. Maybe a week or two from now, when I actually have the products. I'll show them off more raw instead of in a full video format. Yeah. Alright. Peace out, guys.